Now, in a special edition of 4 News Now, breaking news in the heart of the city. Within the last 10 minutes, Spokane police fired what we believe to be pepper spray into a crowd to try to break up 2 different protests that combined into one. And moments later, some kind of smoke filled the air. Our reporters and photographers on the scene were all affected by it.
And the first protest that we saw started several hours ago. We want to go right to our team coverage now with Marissa Rio and Mary Sheridan. Marissa Rio, we want to start with you first because you did have a bit of a coughing fit just moments ago from what we believe was pepper spray.
That's right, Derek and Kirsten. We have the Spokane County Sheriff's Office here, Spokane Police and SWAT. And like you mentioned, something was deployed into this crowd minutes ago. It was smoke in the air. It was a little bit hard to breathe in this area. Now, multiple people have been detained here at this scene. It's gotten a lot bigger. That's why we were pushed back because of that other protest that has met up with this protest. Now, on the intercom, Spokane Police has been warning people that this is an unlawful assembly and that they are asking people to leave. Is just getting bigger. So a few people have left, but for the most part, a lot of people have stayed here. We are still on the scene, and we've been here since 2 p.m.
Yeah, and Marissa, this all started with a protest of the detention of 2 men by ICE. We saw former Spokane City Councilman Ben Stuckert sitting in front of an ICE vehicle earlier this afternoon. And then, within the last half hour, we saw him being taken away by police.
Yeah, so this all started because the former city council member Ben Stuckert said that he had taken legal guardianship of a Venezuelan man who was seeking asylum here in the United States. I want you to take a look at the bus that was here earlier. Now, that red car was blocking the bus that the Venezuelan man was supposed to get in. Someone put on paint on that driver's side of the windshield, and we did see Ben Stuckert just maybe within the last hour being detained by police and being taken away from the scene. He said that they were here for a regular ICE check, and that's when the Venezuelan man was detained.
And Marissa, we've been watching in the last 20 minutes or so 10, 12, 15, a lot of people being taken away in handcuffs. We're looking at that footage right now. What can you tell us about the number of protesters that have been handcuffed?
Yeah, it's been several of them, Kirsten. A lot of them were interlocking their arms around this red bus that is over here. It's behind this BARK sign. They were blocking the bus, thinking that the Venezuelan man was going to be taken into this bus, so they were blocking that bus. They were all in these streets, and that's when police started to detain several protesters here.
Yeah, and Marissa, we really saw this thing grow in size, the protest, in terms of number of people showing up within the last couple of hours. Did you get a sense for just the tension building throughout that time?
Yes, in fact, it started to build up, and then they started thinking that the ICE agents were going to take the Venezuelan man on the other end. And so that's when people started interlocking their arm around that gate, and then more people started to show up. We saw some agents try to get them out by pushing some of those protesters out of that gated area. It's continued to grow over these past hours. Like you said, the tensions are getting higher and higher as we go. Like you had mentioned, there was some sort of gas deployed in this area. What felt like pepper spray was also sprayed out as an ICE agent was trying to detain 2 people here on the street over in this way.
And Mary, like Derek just mentioned, this has grown in size just in the last hour. We do want to go to Mary Sheridan now, who was at a separate protest that was pre-planned near the Red Wagon, near Riverfront Park, and since has marched over to where Marissa is in a different location. So Mary, what can you tell us from your vantage point?
Right, Kirsten. So as you mentioned, part of this protest did begin at near Riverfront Park at the Red Wagon. We were able to keep pace with them as they began to march towards this protest around 7:30. They marched through downtown Spokane, past the pavilion, down the Centennial Trail before merging with this existing protest here on Washington. I want you to take a look. You can see some police cars blocking off Washington over towards Boone. And when we were downtown, Washington was also blocked off at Spokane Falls Boulevard. Now, I spoke with the protesters' organizer, who told me that the point of this is to be in solidarity with the immigrant community around the nation, in solidarity with the other protests happening around the country. And I did hear a few people mentioning as we were walking in about putting on wet masks, putting on things to help them breathe just in case, for people who are deeper inside of the protest. But we're continuing to monitor these conditions as we're here right now.
Yeah, and Mary, let me ask you, so you were near the Red Wagon Riverfront Park, and then there obviously was, because this was a pre-planned protest, there must have been some sort of conversation among the protesters. Hey, right up the street up Washington there, they're protesting another ICE-related situation, and then they just decided to merge? Is that, it must have just happened kind of spur of the moment, right?
Right. Derek, I'll tell you, there was a lot of chanting. Everyone started to gather near the water, and then it just began as a large group walking through, like I said, downtown Spokane, past the pavilion, over the bridge, and now here on Washington.
Now, Mary, from where you are, we just heard from Marissa Rio, kind of on the other side of that building near Boone Avenue. Have you experienced any of that smoke or smelled anything in the air? We know that there were some sounds that Marissa heard as well.
Right. We did hear a loud bang, and then a lot of protesters began to run from the area. We were able to move a ways back, but the air was a little bit foggy. It did feel a little bit like it kind of stung when you took a breath in, but we're not sure what was dispersed, but the air was smoky after that bang.